Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to make a collage using that MediBang Paint Pro app, and you're going to be opening two things now. Open that app and open the folder where it's got all your collage pictures in there. So once you open that app, you will have a couple of windows popped up onto your screen. You just need to close them and then just go straight to File. Here I'm going to show you how to create a new canvas. So go to New, and then go to Standard, go to Paper Size, A4, and choose Color in the white tone, and you click OK. Now you've got a new canvas. Now you need to think about, do you want to create your collage in a portrait mode or in landscape? And that's entirely up to you. So you could either, to rotate it, you just rotate it like this. So go to Edit and rotate it like that. And then you've got a landscape orientation for you. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to add pictures in. Now, I don't want you to add all 30 pictures in one go, because that makes it really hard for yourself to actually edit and work your way through as an art piece. So do one picture at a time, and you should have some kind of idea of how you want to lay out your work. Okay, so I'm going to drag this picture made by Taylor Rucker, and I'm going to drag it onto this box. Make sure it's in this box only. Okay, once you've done that, then you're going to rename this layer to subject 1. Once you've done that, you want to move this image around in a location you want it to go. So this is your move tool. Click on that and you're able to move your image around. Okay, then you want to resize your picture. So to do that, Control T. The plan is, around her head, I want to show a series of events that's happened in Black lives, Black history, and I want to show that and what she's seen throughout her life and what she's hoping to see is change at the end of the road. So this is the kind of meaning and the kind of photo I want to show, collage I want to show in my artwork. So I don't want her face to be too big. I want it to be small enough to see what she's thinking and seeing and hoping, but also enough space to fit in the historical events that's going on today as well. So once you're happy with the size, click enter. The next thing you're going to do is remove the background. So to do that, click on layer mask. So on that subject 1, click on layer mask. So on this button here, add layer mask like so. So those who don't know what layer mask is simply something that temporarily hides something or temporarily shows something. So it's just that if you accidentally remove something, you can always bring it back. So that's the best part of using a layer mask. I would never ever recommend you guys to use an eraser tool when you're trying to remove the background. It's really important that you use a layer mask. So here we go. With this layer mask, you're going to click on the brush tool and make sure this is black and white. If it's not black and white, let's say this top color is orange, you just hit on this button at the bottom and just select the black color tone here. So then that way it is the correct tone of black that you want to get. And then the next thing you want to do is to select the airbrush. Along here, it sort of creates the size of your brush and how opaque you want that brush to be. So I want it to be 100% because I want it to remove the background completely. And this basically temporarily removes the background for you. Now let's say I've just been working really hard and I've just been accidentally slide my mouse across here, and if I was to click undo, that's what you would do if you use an eraser. That means you wasted a lot of time removing all of this and you have to start doing that all over again. Whereas if you if you use the layer mask like I have here, all you need to do is switch it over to white on top, and that basically reveals what you want to show. Okay, so that's what you need to do with layer mask. So I'm just going to remove the background like so. And usually I would take a long time, quite a while, not too long, to remove the edges quite neatly, so that way it's accurate. So try to zoom in, guys, and remove those edges a little more neatly. So to zoom in, you would use these buttons at the top here, and you just work your way in by removing areas you don't want. And just try to be patient when you're doing this, because that's what I tend to do. I don't like rushing on my artwork. I want to make sure that the message is clear of what I'm trying to show. So make sure you are doing the same thing, okay? So just making the effort of doing it right the first time. Okay, so once that's done, then you kind of zoom out or fit to window like this, and that's quite straightforward. The next thing you want to do is add images in. I'm doing mine very, very quickly, guys, so that I can keep this video nice and short for you. Now, what I've just done, I made a mistake. I accidentally created a new canvas because I didn't put it into the box as I've shown you earlier on. So I'm just going to quickly close this one. I don't want that. And let me go back here. Let's do that again. So drag, drop into this box like so. And I'm going to rename it protest. And this is the protest with one where they put their knee down. Okay, to move this, click on the move tool here, move it around to resize, Control T, and like so. Right, now you can see that, press enter so that that outline goes. Okay, now you can see it's actually overlapping my subject 1 photo that I've just edited, and I actually want this to be behind that photo. You can reorganize the layers by just moving the layers around. So for instance, that's not the right place, keep moving it down, or if not, move it all the way down. But here is totally fine. And now I can see my subject here. Okay, so that's perfect. So now I've shown you how to add pictures, crop your pictures by removing the background, resizing it, and so forth, and how to rearrange the layers. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to edit the photo. So let's say the exposure of this photo isn't quite the way you want it to look like, so you can really edit that. If you want to edit a specific photo, for instance, if you want to edit the subject photo, you need to make sure you click on that layer for that to happen. So now that's better. I've got some more shadows in, and you can even just keep going and check with the hues to enhance the skin tone, make it a little bit more vibrant, but never go all the way to the top because it starts to look very orange and saturated and doesn't really look as realistic. And those are the kind of tools that I use, but I hardly ever touch hue because it starts to make it look not so realistic, and I don't really want that to happen. Okay, so that's how you can edit the exposure. Remember, if you want to undo something, you can just hit Control Z or use these buttons at the top to do that. The next thing I'm going to show you is what I've done so far. As you can see, I've started to do one image at a time, layered it up as I go along, and I'm starting to show historical events and things that's happening today, and people protesting and saying something. The next thing you want to do is add text. Now, this text is a little bit too long, so I'm going to bin that because I don't think it fits at the moment. So I'm going to add a text. So I'm going to get text tool here, and once I hit that, then I'm going to click on the area that I want to type something. Yeah, and I went on the internet and just looked for some quotes that I thought I could use, but for this one I'm just going to keep it quite simple, and I'm going to call it "No Justice." Let's not make it all capital. You can, whichever you feel that more comfortable, you can rearrange it as you like, and you can just do something like this, and then you can sort of see it here typed up, and you can see a preview of the changes. Now the yellow background is quite distracting, so I don't really like that, so I'm going to choose something maybe like the blue tones around here and see if that makes any difference. Maybe something a bit softer like that, and then making the edges smaller. So now the edge is the outline of the edge is thinner, so that way it doesn't stand out and doesn't look too tacky. So try to be modern how you use your text size, and usually modern text tends to be quite spaced out. So I'm going to space this out a little bit more, like so. And you can even maybe have it all capital if you like, and then make the text size a little bit bigger, like so. And you can even rotate it if you like, depending where you prefer it to go. There we go. So yeah, it's up to you how you want to do it. I'm just showing you different examples. And then once you're happy with everything, you just click OK. And if you want to move it around, you can move it around here. You can move it around here. You can move it around here, and just find a really nice spot for it to go. Okay. Right. So now I've shown you how to add text. Now the next part is saving your work. I've already saved this file, so it might pop up a little message, but I'm just going to quickly show you how you can do that. So for instance, you've started on this, and the next thing you want to do is save. So you want to click save. There's two ways you need to do in terms of saving. One is a file where you would save it as an MTP file, which keeps all of these layers when you open that file again, and you can continue on your edits. Okay, so you always work on that as your working file. Okay, so MTP is your working file. The next one is a JPEG file, and that JPEG file is your final outcome, and that final outcome is the one that you send to your teacher, and that's a JPEG file. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, click save, file, save, and you're going to call it your collage and then name, or whichever option order you want. So you're going to call it MDP. This is the option here. Name your first name and then call it collage, and you could say 1 if you like, or you can do the acronym of the Black Lives Matter, and then you do that. And then the next thing you're going to do, once that's saved, you're going to save one in JPEG, and that's the final outcome that you're going to send to your teacher. And to do that, you basically go to File again, Save As, and you're going to change the type to JPEG, and then you click Save, and that's the file you're going to be sending. And you click OK, OK again, and then that's done, and that will be in your collage folder where you would have chosen to save it. This isn't finished. Let me remind you, the PowerPoint slide will show you the finished look. So try to make this as political as you can. Talk out loud, stand up to it, don't be afraid. If you're nervous, just ask your teacher. If you're out of ideas, just talk to your teacher. They're here to help you. So this is the overall look that you can aim to go for, and so forth. If you have any questions, give us a shout. We're happy to help you. All right then, bye.